Well, there you go. What do you know? Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening and a warm welcome to the Red and Blue Review. First of all, joining me on the panel this evening, I'd like to introduce you to Gel's Kitchen Cupboards. Good evening, Cupboards. How are you?
Yeah, his fridge, it was open just a minute ago.
Ian Lyons, evening, mate. How you doing?
Evening. All ready for a long one?
I don't know. It depends
I know I am.
on. We'll find out. Up in the north, we got Nige. Evening, Nige.
Good evening. Keeping well?
South, we got Tim. How you doing, mate? Morning.
All good, thanks, sir. Hello, everyone.
And Gel Holyoke's blocked the best view of the night, which is Kitchen Cupboards. Gel Holyoke, how are you, mate?
I'm all right.
I'm glad to hear it. Thanks for the pregnant pause there before you answered. I really appreciate that. There's nothing like a bit of warm, dead air to start the evening off.
To think about it.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have less than 3 hours to go on the summer transfer window, which, to be quite honest with you, it's just been staggering, astonishing, call it what you like. But we think we're done. We think we're finished. We're not too sure. I've had on very good authority that the chairman's somewhere in the Med and everybody else is down and gone for a curry. But I think we're still waiting for the official announcement on our friend Odsonne what is it again, Jill? How'd it go?
Ex-Celtic striker.
Yeah. No, that one. Yeah. What's his name again?
Odsonne Edouard.
Edouard. Nige.
Sutton have just gone 1-0 up.
Okay, so in the Pizza Papa John's trophy that Palace under-21s are playing live as we speak, Sutton United at Gander Green Lane have just gone 1-up. Right, Facebook users. I can see who is that? This calls himself Facebook user. Let's say some hellos. Tony Quinn, Dawn, how are you? Dawn Palace, Paul Holden, Steve Chandler, Andy's down in Australia. Good morning, mate. I hope you're well. John Knox is going to come and say hello to us later on. Andy Stacey, Tony Seeley, Simon Johnson, Kathy, Chloe. Look at you lot out there.
Tom Williams.
Who?
Tom Williams, my boy.
Oh, Tom. Hello, Tom. You all right, mate? So, ladies and gentlemen, what we thought we'd do this evening was just jump on, see if there's anything good to talk about. Keep our eye on the Sky Sports news that's going on. Bournemouth just signed Ryan Christie from Celtic. Celtic can have some holes, don't they, really? And so, but we'll keep our eye on exactly what's going on up to date. If there's any information, I've got my mobile phone. It's a bit like Sky Sports News studio here. I've got my mobile phone sitting there, and if anything happens, be sure that we'll talk about it. We're going to talk about quite a lot of things, but most importantly, Chris Gilbert, Laurie, I can see you, mate. Hello, everybody. Daniel, I've sent you a message, and you haven't answered. Mr. Garlic, answer my message. Thank you very much. So what we thought we'd do this evening is because there's going to be, it doesn't look as though there's any more super signings coming from our way, we thought we'd actually invite some of our listeners onto the show. So if you fancy joining us this evening, we've sent out a couple of links to a couple of people. So if you see them, click on that link and get yourselves on there. Come and tell us what you think about the transfer window. We've got a rough idea. Who's that? Anita Sands. First time
listener.
Anita, welcome to the Red and Blue Review.
And viewer, I hope.
Listen, this is great. Daniel has now just acknowledged my message. He's seen my message. So he's going to come on and say, Anita, tell us in the chat how you found Red and Blue Review. Somebody recommended us. Let us know. Evening all, buzzing about Edouard. Yeah. Glenn Fossey saying, evening all, do you know the Ronaldo sign for Man U? Yeah, I think we all heard that one, mate. Tony C, Dave Seeley. Yeah, you can join Dave. I'm sure if you ask Mr. Lyons nicely, say pretty please in the chat, he'll send somebody over. Boys, what do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about what we've done, or do you want to know a little bit about Edouard? You tell me what you want to talk about. Jill. There's that pregnant pause again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm eating a biscuit. Thank you for that. No, I think Edouard's just been sitting on his hands, and or sitting on his arse really for the last while, taking a bit of a lot of criticism for his attitude. But I think we've obviously showed interest in him for quite a long time now. I think, once it was shown to be serious, I think he pretty much just, down tools and wanted to move. So, and even though we haven't, the club haven't, in a shirt yet, and we ain't got him doing kick road outside because the training ground will be locked up now, so we'd have to do it on the grass down at Copers Cope. But we ain't got him doing kick ups anywhere. The people that we've got on very good authority say that it's 100% done. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think this has been probably one of the best windows in our recent history. I'm not talking, just Premier League history. I'm talking about in the last sort of 25 years for me. We have really brought in some quality. And if the guys play to the ability of, that we know they can play and the clubs that they come from, we bought the best player out of the Championship this year. We bought the best player out of the Championship last year. We know we've got a proper full-on striker coming now. Gallagher's just different quality, and I do think as well that as long as he doesn't have an absolute barnstorming season, if he just has I think we'll end up buying him. There's no way he can go back to Chelsea. He's never going to get in front of a 50, 60, 70 or even £100 million player that they're still going to be buying. He's never going to get in front of those. He's only ever going to be a cup player. So it will, it will show his attitude to football as if he wants to move on. But yeah, I'm really. It's everything that I asked for. Nick, been saying for years, 5 years, man, buy a lot of young fellas, and now we've got them.
Joe, can I ask you a question? Oh, you're breaking up a bit there, Joe, just for a second. Boys, while Joe's sorting out his Wi-Fi, just very quickly, I'm about to ask a question, and you're going to think that Philpott's being negative, and I promise you I am not. What we've bought, and Joe's quite rightly already alluded to it, is some fantastic young talent with lots of smiley faces, I noticed, okay? However, Odsonne Edouard is known for making Wilf Zaha's tantrums look like a pussycat. Is there anything that, Nigel, I'm going to come to you first. Is there anything that you would worry about with his temperament?
There's not a lot you can do with it. It's ingrained in him. It's the same as Wilf. It's part of his game. So I think we're going to have to take the rough with the smooth, the way we have done with Wilf over the years.
Tim, your thoughts?
For me, there's a hell of a difference between the Scottish Premier League and the English Premier League. I don't have any concerns. I think Vieira is probably a strong enough manager to handle that kind of attitude. And it's up to him. If, like Joel says, he's basically down tools because he knew we were interested, now's his chance to show. Now's his chance to go, right, show the world what kind of player he is. And again, like Joel said, it comes down to player attitude. If he wants to do it, he'd do it. If he has a crappy attitude again, then that just shows him up for the rest of football, doesn't it?
I'll now unmute my mic and say everything again. Phil Metcalf, I understand you're a brand new viewer. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. Thank you for joining us. Let us know in the chat, Phil, where you found or how you found the Red and Blue Review, please, because I'll be intrigued. Tony Seeley, Ian has sent you a message. Can you email redandbluereview.co.uk and he will then send you the link. It's gone here. Oh no, Red and Blue Review at outlook.com, I beg your pardon. Red and Blue Review at outlook.com. That's red, R-E-D, and the letter N for and, N, Blue Review at outlook.com. In fact, he's just putting it in the chat right now. So drop us a quick email, okay? And anybody else that wants to join on that, and Ian will send you out a link to join the show. It'd be nice to see some, people comment. People spend their evenings watching us and commenting on what we do. There you go. It's on the screen now for you folks. Anybody wants to join, apart from the ones I've already sent the link out. So drop Ian a quick email on there and he'll send it out to you by return.
No swearing.
No swearing. Yeah, let's do some caveats. No swearing. Remember, there's youngsters watching us. We try and keep it. The whole idea tonight is just, look, there's very little going on across the football family by the look of it. There's they're not announcing anything on Sky at the moment. With 2 hours and 48 minutes left, the whole idea is come on and say hello. What do you think of the window? Tell us what you know about look, we've even got some strange woman called Usher, Miss Usher in the chat. Lucy, good evening. Lovely for you to join us. Tony, Dave, I've just seen your email. Ian has emailed you back. So check the email, please, if you can see it.
Yeah, I'm doing it now. I'll just drop out while I sort him out.
All right, mate, no problem. So, out of all the ones, Joe, I'm coming back to you, out of all the ones that have joined us, where do you think? So that's Elise, that's Eze, we're talking about Edward, Gallagher, we can't say he's joined us because he's only on loan, but Guihi at the back, Anderson at the back. Who do you think is going to turn out to be the find?
Do you know what? I'm not actually that bothered, mate. As long as they accept that it's a squad game, that they give everything like we've always sort of demanded. I'm not really bothered. I just hope that they literally just do their best for us. And if they do, with the ability that everyone knows that they've got, I think we'll do all right. And like I said to you, pre-season, for me, this is either an 8th or 18th. So, but with this, with an absolute legit forward coming in now, it definitely puts us more on the front foot. I wish we could get some players back from injury quicker. But yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Elise, but all I do know is he were absolutely unbelievable last year. So that's a great bit of business. I'm very happy that we've managed to pick him up.
Absolutely. Boys, I'm going to come to you in a second. I just want to do a couple of quick bits of housekeeping, if you don't mind, especially for those folks out there who are watching us for the first time. God, we're approaching 90 people watching us live. So obviously the Palace Sutton game is not going according to plan. Right, so please ask your smart speaker to play the latest Red and Blue Review podcast. You can also find us live on YouTube right now. You can also go and see our back catalogue on our website, which is www.redandbluereview.co.uk. Our entire back catalogue is on there. Please go and have a look. Play any of them. We've got some good interviews on there with John Solarco. Who else we got on there, boys? Help me out.
Jim Cannon, Peter Ramage.
Jim Cannon.
Yeah, Ramage.
Rambo's a great one.
Rambo is a great one. Yeah, there's loads of stuff on there. You can even join our predictions league on there, which is I'll give you the website once more: www.redandbluereview.co.uk. And also, as of tomorrow, Tom Samuel, who runs our Instagram account, is doing another one of his daily quizzes. He goes out every day. I don't know anything about it. I haven't had very little input on it. But all I know is the last time he ran this, which I believe was during lockdown, he got loads of appreciation for it and love for it. So please get onto our Instagram account tomorrow. Enter the quiz. It's just for a bit of fun, okay? But most importantly, like and what do you do on Instagram? Do you share? Joe, you're on Instagram, man.
You like it?
You like it, do you?
Yeah. You like it? You can at people.
You like it? You can put comments on.
So please make sure
Instagram is just
Is it TikTok? Is that where you
slightly
get your
more
TikTok?
sensible place than Facebook.
Oh, right, okay.
No, I get my TikToks from TikTok, mate.
Right, okay. And Georgia Wagwood's just asked a question in the chat, folks. I am reading all your comments, and it's something we talked about pre-show. I've got a bit of homework for you lot out there. Answer the question, and then Georgia's just said we should have got Moise Kean from Everton, seeing we couldn't get Entekia, but now he's gone to Juventus, which he has. And you're quite right, George. Now, Juventus now have a player that got sent off at the weekend. Does his red card suspension go with him? Is my question to you in Facebook land. Can somebody please answer me definitively? Because Joe gave me one answer and Ian gave me the complete opposite to what Joe was saying. So we don't actually know the answer. So can somebody give us the definitive and let us know? And Lucy has just given me the Instagram account is red_and_blue_review. That's red_and_blue_review. Yes, Joe.
I'm just going to go up through the comments because we haven't. There's been loads to go through. But Tony P. Quinn is he's been quite busy in here. He said, "Oh, oldies talking about social media."
You're right, mate. You're right, Tony.
Summer Kirsten said we need a winger. And Lucy actually said our Instagram is red_and_blue_review. So Spaffy GIF. I know Gallagher's been excellent, about twice as much energy and expenditure as the rest of our centre mid, but I think Gay is looking very cavalier, maybe Rolls Royce even. Sounds horrible, but Facebook user. Anyway, Miko Kurinan said it's been a good window, but only time will tell how good. And that's very true. When we first came into the Premier League and Parish bought like 11 players in a night or something stupid, and it was disastrous. So, but yeah, George is telling me that Elise is very good. But and again, Chris Wood said Elise will bring the biggest return, he thinks. So it's good that everyone's sort of picking out other players who they have a good attitude, towards already. And then Stephen Doyle said, just one more. Stephen Doyle said, I watch a lot of Scottish Prem, especially Celtic.
What was that?
That was the awkward pause, by the way. It's more like lower Prem or upper Championship. I shouldn't have even done that. I apologise, because this is exactly what I've been saying. It's more like lower end Prem or upper Championship. Well, lower end Prem suits us down to the grounds. Edouard has had some great games and goals for Celtic, but certainly a few stinkers. Well, if he has a few stinkers for us, it will just be par for the course, Stephen.
Yeah, so we think George Wagger is in the questions crew. We think George Wagger, we think George Wagger is a bit of a closet Arsenal fan. I understand Laurie's sitting there ready to come and join us and say hello. Laurie, how are you, mate? Welcome to the Red and Blue Review.
Good evening, boys. Nice to see you.
Hello, Laurie.
Good evening, Laurie.
Laurie,
Tim.
question for you, mate. Laurie, I've got a question for you. You've been on, I know you've been on something that we've done before, but I don't know what. What is it?
No, I don't think I've been on with you. No, I haven't.
Actually, yes, you have. Yes, you have. Do you remember I was sat in my lounge one night, and didn't we watch a game on a big, I don't know what it was, Zoom call or group chat or something like that, and we were all sitting there watching the game together.
Don't remember that.
Well, I've got to tell you, you're
Too technical.
Give us your, Laurie, give us your views on the transfer window so far, with 2 hours and 39 minutes to go.
I'm very pleased with the incoming transfers. I think they've been done in quite a succinct way to cover, obviously, a lot of those players where the contracts run down. And it's clearly evident that we're now going towards a more youthful squad, which I think everyone will agree was something we needed for some time. A little concerned, obviously, with regards the injuries to sort of 3 of those key players, and where that sort of leaves us currently at the moment, especially if we're going to bring in someone on, a winger, which we desperately need, because I just don't believe Ayew is the answer.
Okay, mate. Just to let you know, I'm getting a couple of messages coming back in the chat. So Chris Phillips is saying Laurie is breaking up, and there is a little bit of interference on your line, Laurie, just to let you know. Chris Bradrick's saying to us, Laurie, that either Nick or Laurie has lost the plot. One of us have. I'm sure you did something with us before. I'm bloody sure you have. What else has said? Yeah, and somebody else just said there's a little bit of an issue with Laurie's sound. Your lead from your headphones, are they Wi-Fi headphones?
Yes, they are, yeah.
They seem to be dropping in, dropping out. So tell us about your Palace playing history there, Laurie. Palace.
I'll try taking them off. I'll try taking. I'll hang on, turn them off. Just turn them off.
Now we can't hear you because you're still connected. We can't hear you.
Pull them out.
No, can't hear you, Laurie. So, Ian, can you just drop him down a sec? Well, that went swimmingly well, boys, didn't it? Eh? Bless him.
First guest.
Technology, isn't it? Technology. You can't. Listen, it's what it is at the minute. We're doing well. Let's get someone else on. While I'm on, Dave, I know you said you sent it. Laurie's came through no problem, and someone else has sent one in, but I've not received it yet. As soon as I receive it, I'll send you the link out.
Yeah.
Should we try Laurie one more time?
Yeah, go on.
No, it's too late. It's gone.
Ian Noble saying in the chat, this is comedy gold. Right, Laurie,
Good.
you're back with us.
Excellent.
Listen, the whole point of tonight is we've got nothing planned, okay? We're watching the clock go down and we just want to have a laugh. And if it means to have a laugh at people's technology or lack of it, then so what? Is he there, Ian?
No, he went.
Oh, he's gone.
Nick.
Off, yeah.
Celtic have just announced they've signed Jota on loan.
They have. Ben
I'm sure he was the replacement.
Yeah. So I think, some people are asking in the chat a minute ago, is Edouard done? I think it was Tony Nichols asked, is it actually done? Well, we've had it on very good authority from everywhere, okay? But a couple of that we have just, a couple that we trust. But yes, it is done. He's probably just doing his media duties that he has to do, all the rest of it. You know what Palace are like. Go on, mate.
I think that deal that's just gone through for Celtic is his replacement. So they will now release him to us.
Well, Laurie's back. Go on, Laurie, let's go with Laurie again.
But they'd already signed a striker anyway, Celtic.
Yeah, but I think they've got the cover they want now.
Yeah.
I'm back, but can you hear me okay?
Welcome back, mate. Yes, we can indeed. Sorry about that.
Good.
Mate, you have got to realise it's something that we've put up with for years and years and years on our old system, Be Live. It was just garbage, and we struggled and eventually, with Gel's frustration and everything else, we've been. Who wants to ask Laurie a question? Boys, over to you. I've done too much talking. The silence.
How about Laurie asking us a question?
Go on.
What do you mean, us or the in the questions?
Do you want to ask the panel a question then, Laurie?
Do you guys ever meet up in, say, the fan zone? Because it'd be nice. Obviously, I can see your faces, but I've never ever met any of you as such. Do you ever go into the fan zone pre-match?
Who's going to go first?
I'm there every week.
That's how
well, virtually.
Is it something going forward that we could arrange to, say, have a beer together as a Red and Brew review section in the fan zone?
Listen, okay, I'll come back in there. It's something when we were on Red and Blue News.
We've done that.
Say again, Jill.
We've done it in the past, haven't we?
I was about to say, we did it as a Red and Blue review, and we met quite a few people in the fan zone. You know, I think it was a boiling hot day, and we were all melting out there. But it was certainly nice to meet a few faces. As a team, as a Red and Blue review team, there's logistical issues with it, Laurie, and very simply, Tim's down in New Zealand, and Nigel's up in Newcastle.
Sunderland.
I'm Sunderland.
Don't you think?
Same place, isn't it?
I'm always happy to meet up, but obviously I don't go that regularly, even though I've got a season ticket. But yeah, I'm more than happily let people know when I'm going down and meet up. It's always good to catch up with people. Always good.
I mean, I've missed out on some of the walks because I do quite a lot of walking, but because of medical conditions, I've been sort of shut away for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So that's been difficult, but I do like sort of walking and talking.
Go on, Tim.
I'd just like to point a comment from a certain Lucy Usher in the chat where she said, "I don't drink as a rule," and even I know from down here that's not quite the case.
Yeah, so of course you're going to believe that, Laurie. I know you are. I mean, because, let's face it, she's just a sponge. That's all she is.
Well. Anyway, I'm there every home game, and I'm a season ticket in the Lower Holmesdale, Road 12, seat 55. So if anyone else is in that area, come and give me a knock.
What block are you in?
D.
Right. Okay. So you're part of the HF.
As you're looking at the pitch, I'm just to the right of the goalpost, right goalpost. So yeah, they're more central than I am.
All right. Okay. Well, mate, listen, I'm in Block B, as I'm sure you've heard me say over the years. So I'd love to meet up with you one day and shake your hand and say thank you for being a stern supporter of Red and Blue Review, which I know you are, mate. I've got two more sitting in the wings waiting to take your seat. So I'm going to say good night. Laurie Scott, ladies and gentlemen, what superstar. Thank you for coming on, mate.
You're welcome.
Cheers, Laurie.
Well done for being the first one as well, Laurie. No one can take that away from you.
Well, the mug, yeah.
All right, I'll catch up with you later, mate.
Yeah, take care.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers.
Bye now.
Please don't tell me there's that Paul Bristow bloke coming on.
Yeah, we've got
Jill.
Paul. He's there. He's there, but he was showing for a minute, but then he's just dropped back out again. So when he comes up, I'll just drop him in.
So,
anyone else? Dave, I've now sent you the link by Messenger. So look at your Messenger, and then you'll pick it up.
Ian Noble's asking in the chat. Edward is an Eagle. Anyone follow and watch the SBL and want to comment on his goals for Celtic? Well, first of all, I'll kick that off. I don't know if any of you have seen. I know, Joe, you're not on Twitter at the moment, are you? They've been posting pictures of his videos of his goals all day today, and yeah, he has been quite prolific. In fact, we got his goals ratio somewhere, Nigel, mate. The other thing is the Celtic fans sing this song. Okay, welcome, Paul. I'm coming to you, mate. Celtic fans sing this song. I wanna. Now it's clearly a more up-to-date song that I'm familiar with. But if you haven't seen it, just go onto YouTube and put in there Celtic. I wanna. Okay. I've got to tell you now, it is superb the way they do it. And I'll tell you, the other thing is, of course, our singing section will definitely copy or try and copy or emulate what they did. Paul Bristow, welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Joe, can you? We've got other people waiting in the background as well. Right, Mr. Bristow, you have been a regular commentator. What is that noise? What was
I hope
that?
it wasn't me. I hope it wasn't
No.
me.
He's gone away now. Mr. Bristow, welcome to the Red and Blue Review. How are you, mate?
I'm good. Thank you.
So you've been following us since Jill and I were on another show before. Would I be right?
Well, yeah. During the lockdown period when you was on, I did come on. Yeah, I did looking quite a lot. There was not much else to do, was there?
No. So what do you think about the transfer window?
Well, yeah, it's someone said, wait and see, wait and see. It always looks good, doesn't it, on paper? But then, you know, and then sometimes they don't work, do they? So yeah.
I think the one thing that nobody's really mentioning is, and I know I touched on it very briefly on Sunday evening, is the fact that we signed all these blokes, all these players on 5-year deals. That's not the Crystal Palace that I know. They're normally panicked by year contract, 2-year contract maybe at best. Then it costs us a fortune to get them out of their contract and bid them off. Jill, is that something that we've done before? I don't remember 5-year deals.
Not that many that I can remember.
Not
That noise you can hear, by the way, is our volcano kettle. Lisa's making me another cup of coffee. So, so I did mute it earlier when you was flapping. What's that noise? What's that noise? It's the most expensive kettle I've ever owned, and it's like the loudest.
5-year contracts.
Sorry, what was it? Yeah, the 5-year contracts. Yeah, well, it's interesting. I think we're finally learning off other clubs, but you know, I mean, the only other thing is you could get bitten. Do you remember when Newcastle were I think they're one of the first teams to stick someone. They stuck Pardew, didn't they? On I think it was at 3 other clubs and still getting paid by Newcastle. I think I know he was getting paid by him when he was managing us. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting 5-year contracts, but I think it mainly is now. It's mainly protection for us against, you know, players playing really well, and then the big boys coming in and just doing, you know, just trying to sneak off with them. I'm really sort of. I'm hoping that we can be in this for the long run with some of these players, but you know, again, when you're talking Premier League, Dan James, I mean, he has literally done nothing, right? At Man United, Leeds have paid £1 million for it today, and that's ludicrous. So I think it's just for the protection of the club in case the big boys come when we seem to have, you know, with a modicum of talent. So, but it is what it is. It helps to really save value because, you know, not only do they pay for the player, they're also paying to buy out part of his contract. So, yeah.
Paul, I'll be interested to know your views in a minute about the £189 bid from Real Madrid for Kylian Mbappe that got rejected by PSV. I'll come to you in a second. Ian, you wanted to say something, mate?
We got 2 other people waiting in the green room, but before I nip back out again, but as I say, if people were asking in the comments if they can come on, anyone can come on. You just have to email us at the address that we gave out, and then we'll send you the link. Paul, before I go, seeing there's none of this lot, I've bothered to ask you a question of any significance. How do you rate this transfer window compared with other transfer windows you've seen from us?
As I said, someone did say something once. Let's see what happens. We've seen these windows come along, and we thought they were good, and they just, you know, tend not to be. You know, all I'm really worried about is getting. You know, I'm happy to be back, going to Selhurst and being there. You know, kind of, and you know, I was disappointed that when I went to the Arsenal game at the end of last season, never got to see Eze playing. I'm still looking forward to seeing him live. You know, and you know, we're a year on from that transfer window.
We are, and my God, hasn't the team changed? Okay, mate, listen, as Ian just quite rightly alluded to, we've got them queuing up in the background in the green room, coming. Before you go, lastly, so are you a season ticket at Selhurst?
Yeah, I travel from Plymouth. I do about 15,000 miles a year following Palace. And
where in the ground is your season ticket, mate?
Block D, Lower Homesdale.
Near Laurie then.
Laurie, yeah.
Laurie was just saying that he's in Block D. Listen, mate, thank you for joining us. Welcome
You're
to the Red and Blue Review family. Please make sure you spread the word, okay? This is growing all the time for us, and to have the viewers coming on to say hello to us means the world to us, mate. Lovely to meet you. Hopefully we'll meet at Sellers one day.
Cheers, Paul.
Indeed. Cheers.
Cheers, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
I've no idea who else is in the background. I assume Dave Seeley's out there. I assume John Knox is out there. Yeah, go on, Tim.
Yeah, I just was fed up with working yesterday, so I started looking at the last few transfer windows. Hi, Dave.
Hi,
The last few transfer windows, and this is since the 13-14 season. This is our second biggest or most amount of money we've spent in a transfer window. It's just under £64 million compared to 16-17 season, which was the most at 87 million.
Did we really
Which still, when you
£7
can,
million quid? Dave,
Yep.
Dave, you're very dark in the background, mate. Have you got any light there? Or you
Yeah,
got a
mate, 1 second. Just give me 1 second.
All right, mate, take your time. So 64
That
million
better?
against, yeah, that's better. Against 89 million, yeah?
yeah. But then in 16-17 we signed 10 players. This year we've signed seven. One's are obviously transferred. But what it shows to me is, I'm wondering if Vieira's had more influence on the transfers than Hodgson did when he was manager. There just seems to be a markedly different approach to the transfers in this window. So I'm just wondering if they've learned and sort of let the manager have a bit more of a say.
Right, welcome to the show, Tony Seeley. Tony, you finally got your email sorted out.
Yeah, hi, mate. How you doing?
Welcome to the. I'm doing fine, mate. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. How long have you been watching us?
I've been watching you since it started.
Have you?
Yeah.
And what's your Palace supporting background? Oh, where's he gone? You disappeared.
I'm here.
Tell us about your Palace supporting history.
I supported Palace since I was the age of 3. I sit in the half weight stand.
Right.
Block Z.
Block Z. Right, I've got a question on Z. Then there's a reason why I'm asking you this, Dave. Did you go to the home game against, who was it, boys? The first home game, Watford, was it?
Brentford.
Oh, Brentford. Did you go to the Brentford game?
Yes, I did.
Right. Question for you in particular, then, as you're in Z. Did you see any noticeable volume difference from Z to last season?
Yes, I did.
And can you put your you got any? Was there new faces in there that you hadn't seen before?
Yeah, there's quite a few new people that I haven't seen. It's just got from me, from row 1 to 15 is very loud, but the rest obviously is quite loud as well. But from 1 to 15, always sing their hearts out.
And somebody said, because I wasn't at the game, I didn't get to the Brentford game. I was working. Somebody said that there was a definite improvement between the link up between the Holmesdale and the Arthur Waite, as opposed to last year or before lockdown, where there is a real distance between the two. Would you agree?
Yeah, obviously, since the fan fanatics have moved to.
Oh.
Keep going, mate. We're losing your connection, Dave. Are you still there?
Hello, someone just tried calling me. Obviously, since the fan fanatics have moved, it's just been completely. All the tunes are out of. Are not in tune no more. Obviously, the Halfway are singing one song, and the fan fanatics are singing a completely different song.
It seems like a lifetime ago now, mate. But you know what? You are so right. It's something
I can't. 1 second. I can't hear you. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna. Can
you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you fine, mate. Can you hear us?
Hear me now.
I can't hear you.
Okay, it was something I was going on about last season.
I'm going to pop out and pop back in. Give me 1 second.
And this is the one that's the modern technology for you. Boys, you can jump in and ask questions at any time. Like, hello, who's joined us? It's Noxie. Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce you to John Knox, who's prolific on all the Palace pages. Noxie, how are you, mate? Unmute your microphone, mate. No. Right, we're dropping down as well, Ian, because we all get there while he sorts his microphone out, because John, we can't hear
Need
you.
some education.
Listen, this is all about this evening. People, who's that? Daniel, at last. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Daniel Garlick. Daniel is also prolific on Red and Blue News and Red and Blue Review and all the other pages. How are you, mate? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Jolly good. And where in the country are you?
Manchester.
You're in Manchester. So, are you born, because you got a bit of a twang there, were you born and bred in Manchester?
No, born in West Norwood.
Right.
Moved to Manchester in '93, but still follow the Red and Blue.
Good man.
Because I'm thinking about moving to Preston, mate, so we could be neighbours. You never know.
Ah, good idea, good idea.
So, buddy, tell me, obviously, because of the geography and everything else, do you get a chance to get to any of the games?
I don't, to be honest with you. I love going to the home games. I try and get to the majority of the northern games, due to the proximity of the northern away games. But when there's an opportunity, I love going.
Just to bring everybody up, Paul Bristow just let me know that Sutton United are now 2-0 up against the under-21s. But there you go. There's another cup gone. Okay, it's not, I've lost my train of thought there, Daniel. I'm so sorry. So,
It's all right.
How long have you been watching Red and Blue Review?
It's got to be the last sort of 2 years or so. Yeah, about 2 years.
And
Ever since you sort of got up and running.
Do you watch any of the other podcasts which aren't named?
No. There's only one that needs to be watched, and that's yours.
Jill,
So how much has Nick paid you to say that, Daniel?
Couple of quid.
Jeez, what from Nick? Blimey.
Jill?
Paul Stowe said the Fanatics are not as loud in their new position. A lot of the sound gets trapped under the upper tier overhang. But it doesn't matter how loud they are, mate. They just want to be on the telly. So most of the noise will come from down in the blocks nearer to the Arthur Way. Anyway, I think there's always been good banter between those two areas. Or when I was going all the time, I just remember it was always, everyone singing from the same song sheet. But not these days. Let them do their thing and let everyone else do their own. I've always said this, that if there was a singing section, someone started a singing section in the Arthur Way, you wouldn't hear anyone else in the grounds. You got 8,000 people singing. That really reverberates when it's so. I'd be gutted if someone doesn't sort that out soon, because it's you're not going to see. You don't need to see any footing. It's always been renowned as a place where the singers go. So, but yeah. Anyway, good point, Paul Bristow.
So West Ham signed midfielder Alex Crail on loan. I don't know anything about Alex Crail. Tim, you wanted to say something, mate?
No, I was just saying, following on from what Joel's saying. Joel's saying, growing up when I was a steward there, I always remember the singing being in the Arthur Way, in the lower left-hand corner, or the left-hand corner part of the Arthur Way was always where most of the singing came from. So I'm guessing it's just when the New Holmesdale stand was built. Is that when it changed?
I can't say when it changed, if I'm honest with you. I mean, even in the 70s, there's always a pocket of singers in the middle of the Homesdale standing up. But I'm going back to when most of the people watching this weren't even born. But Daniel, I want to ask you about the transfer window in a second. But before I do, in the background, Tom Clark Samuel today sent me a list of the players through the press that we'd been linked with during this summer window. Now, I knew that he was compiling this list for me, and I thank you, Tom, for doing it. I can't show it to you now because it's actually on my phone that I'm broadcasting from. But this list was 3 A4 pages full of names, obscure names, half of which I've never heard of before. Daniel, what did you think of the transfer window so far? I mean, the guys have alluded to the fact that obviously we spent whatever it is, £64 million on it. What do you think, mate?
I just have to say, wow. As a Palace fan, you're not used to seeing so much quality come through the doors. We're very optimistic with regard to the season now due to the amount of quality that's come through. I mean, the funny thing is, the pundits rated us as relegation favourites because we're the oldest squad. Now we're relegation favourites because we've got the youngest squad. You can't win. But in terms of the transfers so far, really, really good. Really good.
Great shout about the A team, Jill.
Yeah, just going back to the to the atmosphere and stuff. Jamie Chambers. I mean, there's two parts that he said. He said the singing changed when the away fans moved location, and then he said it was best when the away fans had the Whitehall end. And I think he's just massively given his age away then, because the away fans haven't been in the away fans haven't had the Whitehalls since '77. I remember that vividly when Palace was, the Holmesdale was just for home fans and the Whitehorse was just for away fans. But yeah, that I think that changed just slightly after. And then they were chucked in the corner. Do you remember they had that little block of cheese in between the Arthur and the Holmesdale, which was quite good really, because they used to get abuse from both sides. I always like that. And there's been some lovely memories of seeing some of the away fans that get hugely tanked up on the way down and climb the floodlights and watch from the floodlights, despite wire and the threat space, and then missiles thrown from Zen fans. But yeah, it was.
Compound 3.
I used to like that end. I used to like that a little bit.
So we
yeah,
can go
two games come to mind.
Go on.
Birmingham. Remember the Birmingham game was quite terrible, and I think it was Exeter. I think we played Exeter City, and they all came dressed to fancy dress. I remember seeing two fellas dressed as a horse and another guy dressed as a jockey, and he got on the horse and was just riding up and down, but going across the terrace. Silly days.
But this is what this show's all about. I'm just going to keep you up to date. Burnley have signed Connor Roberts from Swansea. Lee Griffiths joins Dundee on loan from Celtic. There are a few bits and pieces going through, but nothing major. I'm keeping my eye on it for you. West Ham signed, I've done that one. Alex Crowell on loan, but I don't say who's from. Bournemouth signed Ryan Crispy from Celtic for $2.5 million. Bournemouth signed Jamel Lowe from Swansea for an undisclosed fee. That Birmingham game you alluded to, Jill, I was at, and I think we've had this conversation on the show one night. I was actually in the afterway, and some clown had unlocked the gate behind us, and it was scary. I honestly, to this day, I know it didn't happen, but I really thought somebody had died on the pitch. And you see all the police in horsebacks, then you see the stretchers coming on, and you see them actually working on some poor soul. I have to say, apart from the odd Palace Brighton game, that was one of the scariest games I've ever been to. That was freakish. Anyway, so Daniel, who do you think's gonna? I know I've got two more waiting in the background. Who do you think's gonna be the star out of our signings? Are you excited about? I'm going to get his name right. Odsonne Edouard.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic. I think he'll be our leading goal scorer for this season. Granted, he had a bit of a poor game on Sunday, but I think his head was turned by the idea he's coming to Palace. that's why he had a bit of a shocker just to, get him out at Celtic and bring him to Palace.
I mean, I must admit, some of the comments from the Celtic fans on social media, even long before he signed, over the last couple of days, some of them were quite pleased to see the back of him. So there are.
Their loss, our gain.
Well, this is it. I mean, whether it's jealousy, but I don't. Who knows? Who knows?
He's scored since he signed for them. He scored 57 goals.
And how long ago was that? I know you got it in front of you, Nigel.
He signed for them he went on loan, played 22 games and scored 9 goals.
Yeah.
And then they signed him, 94 appearances and 57 goals. That's since 2018.
94 appearances, 57 goals.
That's one.
What's
It's more than one every other game.
What's going to be the sort of the formation where he'll play? Will he just be the main striker with Benteke? Because there's no point playing Zot.
I'm glad you asked that question, Daniel, because in front of me is our lineup from the weekend. Okay, so we've got to fit in here all of the new guys, including Elise, Nascimento won't be anything to do it, and obviously the one today. You've got Ayew, Benteke, and Zaha up front. We've got Gallagher, Kouyaté.
Well, we haven't got Ayew, have we?
But the whole point is, Ayew's going to drop back to be a squad player, isn't he? So
a winger.
But is he a winger?
To the under-23s.
Well, I think he's a better winger than he's a striker.
Well, I mean, I've always said that Ayew is a winger. He came to the club as a winger, and then we suddenly found himself up front and managed to get himself a few goals. That is his best place. The problem is we don't need a winger that keep losing the ball or turn it over, and we seem to have got 2 of those at the minute. So as Joel said, and as the guys are saying, I think with the new signings, I'd be interested to see just who drops out first. It's going to be interesting. It's a nice problem to have, a nice problem for us to watch go on. And I'm sure lots of people have different ideas as to who should start and who shouldn't. But this is what we've been asking for, isn't it? Surely.
Oh, absolutely.
Nigel was just saying about the 94 appearances and 57 goals. In that same time, Nigel, while you're sitting there, can you do the Benteke comparison for us? Because I'm sure Joe would love to hear it.
Probably not a lot. Hang on, I'll see what I can find.
Right, Nick, while Nigel's doing that, we need to bring John on. He's been sitting here waiting.
I'm so sorry.
Do you want me to drop?
I'm going to say goodbye, Daniel. Come back and see us again during the season, please. You promise, mate?
Will do.
Daniel, we'll get you on in the next 2 weeks.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Cheers,
all
buddy.
Right.
All the best to you and your
Bye-bye.
family. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Right, John, you better be working.
Got
Otherwise,
till
I'll be
11
kicking you
o'clock.
back out. John, talk to us.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, it's better.
Meanwhile,
yeah, good, thanks. How are you doing?
We're doing good. What do you think of the transfer window, buddy?
Yeah, interesting. I've been watching it all day because I had the day off.
No, I'm talking about the
I'm
window.
getting a bit nervous about.
I'm talking about all the signings that we made.
Oh yeah, I think they've been really good. I'm glad we've done them early this year, not at the last minute. And when I saw Gallagher against Brentford the other day, he looked amazing. He's so quick, it's unreal. I can't believe we managed to get him from Chelsea.
Yeah, don't forget, he's only on loan, though, mate. Somebody said on Twitter the other day, don't fall in love with the loanees. So, yeah, the geezer's a clear talent, but he's not our player. All we're doing is we are improving a Chelsea player at the moment. But you never know. You never know. It could be that in the future. And sadly, we don't have him as an option to buy. Boys, any of you got a question for John? Or John, do you want to ask the panel or anything?
Just to drop in, Nick.
Go on, mate.
18 goals.
He's got 18 goals since 1989, yeah?
Well, since 2017, 2018, he's got 18 goals.
And
not good enough. But how many in the last 20? Get back to your spreadsheet.
Yes, boss.
All right. I've got a question whilst Nigel's looking that up. Tom Williams, it was missed in when I put it on. he asked a really good question, saying, "Is anyone on here now? Is there any player that another club has signed that has made you envious?"
I'll answer one.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it from a different point of view. What's made
Let's
me
go
laugh-
around. Let's everyone answer that.
If
Let's
we
everyone
do
answer.
this,
Say again,
go on.
Joe. I keep getting this dead air, Joe. I can't hear you, mate. You're not talking. Okay.
You were talking.
Go on.
Ronaldo.
Would you have wanted him at Selhurst?
Who? Ronaldo. You're
Yeah.
fucking drugs. The whole world would want Ronaldo in their side. I'm talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. You just said a team. Would you want? Crikey! I would have Ronaldo. I would have Ronaldo and just wouldn't play any of our. Just him.
Listen,
Put him
there's a lot of comparisons
across his shirt. Just stick him out there with Guaita in goal. I bet he's brilliant in goal as well.
Yeah, stop drinking.
Just put his wallet between the sticks.
He's an old man.
Yeah, but I understand what Gel's
He's
saying.
an old
but
man that will run rings round up.
I understand what Gel's saying, but I think that I don't know. I think if you got someone that big, could Vieira manage someone of that ego? In fact, he's probably got more ego than the whole of the capacity crowd at Selhurst Park. And then it's the effect that might have on other parts of the team. I don't know. It's an interesting one, definitely. I can see why Gel said it, but I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure I'd want someone that big, because I think it's almost like, I mean, we've got something like that. I've had something like that to a far lesser degree with Wilf. Wilf was like everything that the team was Wilf, wasn't it? And I think that's what you get with Ronaldo. But I'd love to see him play on. Well, I mean, we'll get to see him at Selhurst Park anyway, won't we? So we've probably got the next best thing. We ain't got to pay his wages, and we'll see him there.
John, you were going to say something, mate.
Well,
Yeah. I've got two questions for you. Number one, would you play 3 at the back? And number two, when Luca is ready, who does he replace, and does he get straight back in the team?
I missed that. Who is ready?
Luca.
Oh, Luca.
Luca.
Thank you, mate. Right. So, Gel, do we play 3 at the back and then Simon coming to you?
Yes. Be my absolute dream to play 3 at the back. Yeah, completely. I see why we've just signed 2 absolute baller centre backs. Stick either a legit right back or a legit left back in with those. I think it's win-win. So it would completely depend on who we were playing, but we could stifle a midfield for once. But yeah, no, definite team.
Yeah, I'd like to see 3 at the back. Luca, no, he there's no way he should just come straight back into the squad. I think just for the difference that in Macca's play this season, not having to cover him is enough evidence for that.
So, nice. Gel's advocating 3 at the back, so he's talking about Anderson and Guihi in centre those 3. Okay, who will be on either left or right? Well, Ward or Mitchell?
I'll stick with Wardy to start with. I think young Mitchell's little bit. I didn't see Saturday's game, so I can't comment on that. But from what I've seen so far this season, he just seemed a little bit shy once you've got the fans in the ground. Sort of slowly bring him in and see what we can do.
Matty,
I'd like to have seen him brought on in the League Cup, but obviously that went south last week, so we're not going to do that.
Matty Cannon saying we play 3 at the back and 8 up front. Is that how we're going to be playing? John, so you asked the question, mate. What's your thoughts? Do we play 3 at the back?
Of course, I agree with Joe. We've got the squad now to play 3 at the back. Luke is, I'm not too sure about, and he's got a tough competition now with Hughes and MacArthur. I really can't wait to see what Eze's like with Gallagher, and when we finally get this Eduardo from Celtic.
Which still hasn't been announced yet, by the way, folks. Okay, I am watching it now. I mean, imagine Elise see one side, Eze the other side, Zaha sitting in behind Eduardo. Good God, that's an exciting front lineup, isn't it? And Gallagher pushing on behind them. Good God.
Yeah.
It's stuff that dreams are made of for the Palace fans. You know, if you've been following them as long as most of we have, it's stuff that you can only dream of. I don't know. Listen, Noxie. Sorry, go on, John. Joe.
He played 3 at the back. You can stick Riedeveld there as the covering centre, defensive midfielder. You can just screen that back 3, and that way we literally can play. So it's 3-1-4-2. That's my maths. But
Right.
we're playing 13 or 14 if I could.
Jill, give me that lineup.
Again, it 3-1. That's 4. 4 across the mid, and then
Plays the hard behind
Wilf.
Benteke
And I've always said Wilf sitting behind Benteke. No, behind. We need to stop thinking about Benteke.
Edward.
Literally,
Edward.
we've brought in a striker for him to know more. Honestly, Benteke is yesterday's team.
Right.
We've got to move on with someone who's faster. Playing. So his only strength is that's it. So, but yeah.
So Mateta back to France. Then?
I can't see us why we can't play. Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, I'm all for giving him this season, but I think wasn't the deal that he had to play 15 games and then he was going to cost us 15 million euros. Was that the deal? Something like.
Yep.
He plays 15 times, but I'm not too sure.
Nick, you muted.
Will either be told to.
It was 18 games, but yeah, you're right.
18 games, and then we got to pay 15 million euros. Yeah, so I'm not sure how many he's played already. He didn't play that many under Roy, did he? So, but maybe he'll get the chance. He had 2 already this season, so I don't know.
Ian.
Right, yeah, I just conscious Dave's back and he's been sitting here for a while, so we get him on,
He's played 8 for Palace.
Say again.
He's played 8 games for Palace.
Matata, is he? Thank you, Nigel.
Yeah.
Mr. Spreadsheet, not Mark 2. Okay, Noxie.
Right, yes. So we can say goodbye to John. I'll bring Dave back in, for a quick question, and then we'll move on, yeah?
John, look after yourself, mate. We'll see you later in the season, I promise.
Good to see you, John.
Cheers,
Good to see
guys.
you in the shirt as well.
Hey, John.
Hope we'll see you at Tele soon.
Take care, mate.
See you, boys.
And back on the show comes young Dave.
Right.
Hi, how are you?
Sorry, mate.
This is just a quick one, following from what John said. For me personally, at this time of the season, I won't play 3 at the back.
And your reasons?
Because obviously we played 3 at the back before, and it didn't work. And obviously we can play Riedeveld. I wouldn't play. We had 3 at the back. I would not play Wald, because one of my reasons, he's a very good player, but he's a bit slow now.
I think, do you know what, Dave? I don't think you're far off the mark there. I know Jill and I have been talking about 3 at the back for years, and it's something we'd love to play. We've got the players, I think, to play 3 centrally at the back. But I think by playing it, it exposes our fallibilities at wing back. And I guess that's what you're saying, is it? Is that you don't think Ward is capable of playing that?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've got, you know, I don't think that's a bad shout actually. And that's why I think we've been linked with you know, looking at defenders. I mean, I don't know whether Ferguson could play that role. I don't know if any of you guys have seen Ferguson actually fit, you know, and whether or not he could actually play that. But I definitely think if you were to go 3 at the back, that's what we would need. We would need. I think Mitchell could do it attacking wise. His distribution, he needs to tighten up a bit on his passing. But I think Ward doesn't look very comfortable running with the ball, does he?
I'll tell you somebody we haven't, boys, there's somebody we haven't mentioned, okay? And Steve Chandler's just done so in the chat, and it's a really good shout. If you're doing 3 at the back, where does Tompkins fit in?
I don't think he does.
Joe, you were about to say something, mate. Go.
Yeah, just you know, everyone's sort of putting Ward almost back into the 23s again. But the thing about Ward is when we played Brentford, there was only one decent in that game. It came from Ward down on the byline to cross an absolute blinding cross, and who headed it into the HF when it was easier to. Anyway, someone else just said in the, I can't remember his. Oh yeah, Mickey Philpott. He said, "I can tell you really rate Benteke, Jill." Yeah, well, you know, Nige, what was he? Give us the stats. Give us the 4-year stats on Benteke and tell me, you know, out of the 64 million quid so far that he's cost us. And Ego, Laurie Scott said, "Look, can play left back as well." Well, yeah, sort of. He can play a wing back, but he's not very good at getting back. So play wing.
Back.
Yes, Dave.
Summer Kirsten said we should have kept Cahill. We should have really.
I've got a question for you. Now, Milivojevic is coming back, and if we don't get played, who will take the penalties for us this season?
You know, there's another question there. I mean, there's a question within your question.
That's a great question.
It is a great question.
Eze takes a good penalty.
Eze's come in. Okay, we don't know about Lisi, don't know about Anderson, don't know about Greeley. They may well have unearthed another penalty that we don't know.
So Zaha's not bad.
And Zaha's, yeah.
I was just going to say, Wolves, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to miss a penalty. Tim.
Just one thing that's occurred to me is we had some great players coming in. We got a good squad. But it takes more than just having players to make a team and to actually produce on the pitch. Do you think we have the coaching staff? Do you think Vieira has the tactical nous to be able to take those players and actually turn them into a team, not just some good prospects?
Somebody else? Anybody?
Yeah,
I think
I think what
the guy who bought him that came in from Morocco,
Use
the
a hand,
Welsh
gentlemen.
guy.
Yeah, so the coaching staff is what we're talking about. Nice, yeah, go on.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, he was the Welsh coach. He'd already played with McMahon City, coached with McMahon City. He seems to have the nous, and he's also sort of in touch with the fans as well. So I think we might get a little bit of the nice man coming out in him, bringing out the better side in the players.
Right, Dave, I'm going to go on, mate.
Yeah, just a quick one. With Paddy McCarthy, he's come up as well. I think he was better with the under 23 job, but where do we think the under 23s will finish this year?
Well, it's a subject that I am determined on the show that, in fact, I had a nice exchange with Dean Davenport talking about the ladies at the weekend. It's a subject on a part of the show that I would like one of my co-presenters to spend some time this season. Just Nigel, you're quite close to the 23s, aren't you?
Well, so I'll watch him on the Palace Player.
Okay, right. As of now, you've just been.
I think we played 3, lost 2, 1-1.
Right, you've now been appointed this season's under 23 correspondent. Is that okay? Can you add that to your spreadsheet, mate?
I'll keep it up to date.
Good man. Right, Dave, I'm going to let you go because I've got there's still 2 more people waiting.
Yeah.
Listen, buddy, welcome to the Red and Blue family, okay? And you are a part of the Red and Blue Review family. Come back and see us later in the season, yeah?
Yep.
Good questions, Dave. Thanks.
Take
Bye.
care. Right,
Dave.
so where are we at? It's just over an hour left of the window, I believe it is.
Hour and
Nothing.
50.
Well, yeah, 1 minute 48. 1 hour 48 minutes left. There's very little going on. I think across the whole family, it's died a death. Boys, anything else you want to discuss? Oh, Sutton beaten Palace 3-0 under 21s in that thing. Nigel, Ian Noble says, Nigel, you're closest. You'll get to bring in. You'll get to bring in 23, mate. Not too sure what you mean by that. Any idea what he's going on about?
Looking at, I think it's because you made him the under 23s correspondent.
Oh, what, is he talking about age? Is that what he's going on about? He's
Probably.
Yeah, I'm the oldest one here, so.
Yeah, shut up, Noble. Kevin Lyons says, "Are we going to go on till 11 o'clock?" Well, probably not at this rate because absolutely nothing is happening.
Yeah, it's a bit dead, isn't it?
It's very.
Do we want to cover any of the people that I know that you mentioned? Tom Clark Samuel did the big list of people we've been linked with over the period, but there are a few of note that we were linked with, or that's certainly been linked with today. Did you want to quickly get those up and have a quick?
I know you got some stuff to bring up on screen. Can you talk through?
Yeah. So we've got Edouard. We know that this is pretty much a done deal. 23, reportedly having the medical today, and obviously being linked with the likes of Juve. So we think obviously that's pretty much done. But there were some others that were of interest, I thought, and I think it also shows the thinking of the squad of the management as to where we still need strengthening up, and certainly wingers. I mean, we were linked with this Jan Karamo, 23 from Parma, and then we were allegedly in talks with him for 6 million, and that seems to have dropped. Then we were linked with Jeremy Boga, but that's definitely not happening now. Again, similar age, similar position. So what is this telling us? Is this telling us that they want Wilf out? You know, they want to get rid of him, because we're going for a lot of wingers at the minute. What do you boys think?
Well, we haven't signed any, have we, for a start? Yeah, I think.
No, but it's the fact that we're seemingly going for wingers.
But haven't we got that in Alissi and Eze?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So if we've got 2 already, are we looking to get rid of some deadwood?
Oh, Lookman was another one we were looking at, but we know he's gone now.
Gel?
Go on, Gel.
Who said we're looking for wingers? Who at the club has come out and said we're looking for wingers?
Well, no one in the club's
come relying on, like Matt Woosnam and all that lot going, oh, we need some wingers because we'll.
No. Yeah, I mean, I get
It's paper talk with their idea of how the team should be set up, isn't it? How much contact they've actually got with the club, we don't know. That's between the journalists and the club. So
yeah, I get that. I get exactly what you're saying, but the fact is, the club haven't come out and said they've gone for anyone. The club have been really, really keeping things under wraps, haven't they, this year? So who's to say there isn't any truth behind this? But it was just interesting that we seem to be linked up. Tim?
But that's half the problem. Because the club doesn't come out, we don't know how much of it is the agents of these players putting out these stories to try and generate interest. Like Joel said, we've got no way because the club doesn't come out obviously and say we're looking at this, that, and the other player. So it is all hearsay. We just don't know.
I think the Kev just said, do you think that the Vieira had any choice in the players that we brought in, or is it a club planning for the future? Lots of things in there. Okay, age, lots of youngsters. I mean, God, Joe.
I think what we could have pretty much done is any time any player has been mentioned from now until probably 2025, any player that's valued more than 20 million quid, you can pretty much guarantee that we will not sign him. We might sign them with add-ons, but we will sign a player for more than 20 million quid. We just don't have the money. We literally don't have the money. Exactly. Arsenal wanted 20 million. They stuck to their guns. I mean, the sad thing is, he would have been, I think, an amazing player for us. You know, like we've talked about this behind the scenes. He's broken all kinds of records. I think he would have been a good fit. But you know, it is what it is. But I just can't see how, you know, everyone's saying we need to buy this player, we need to buy that. There was one where you just had it and he said not happening. And you know, the best dribbler or the best winger that this person's ever seen, it was probably his brother or his mother that's wrote that little thing for him. But you know, he was 26 million. Well, we're not going to sign. We haven't got that kind of player. We haven't got that kind of player power. You know, we can't afford 26 million. We lost 55 million quid last year. You know, we're trying to balance the books by getting rid of 9 players that were costing us 650 grand a week or whatever. You know, that's the way we're trying to balance the books there. But I just can't see that I really think that we need to be giving, you know, we've got Banks. He's played pre-season. Hopefully, you know, he looked very good. Hopefully he'll get into he'll get into the first team, and again Tony said that Celtic wanted 20 million and we've said no. You know, well, we don't know exactly what it is, but we know it isn't 20 million that we've give. So I'm not sure. A Facebook user said Eddie and Ketia failed on personal terms, but again I really don't. So but yeah, I mean, if he can't afford personal terms, and again, Laurie's turned around and said that. But I really don't know. Again, Matty Cannon says losing 55 mil throws that AWB sales profit down the drain. But it wasn't that sales. Do you remember when we borrowed off an Australian, some Australian banking, whatever it was, hedge funds? We borrowed the other half and was paid out by Man United, and I think that money was thrown straight at the academy. So you know that money was long gone. Was long gone. You know, I think we had the 25 million first, and then the other 25 million was completely gone. But it's interesting. But any player around the 20 million pound mark, we can't afford that because they're going to want 60, 70, 80 grand a week.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Right, Tim, you're going to need to go, aren't you?
Yep. Yeah, I've got to shut off, do some work.
You got a job. Blimey. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's already tomorrow.
Yeah. See you soon, mate.
See you later,
Right.
Tim.
Cheers, Tim.
See you later, Timbo. Right, but in his place, we've got Mukhtar.
Hey!
Here he is, the man himself.
Whoa, Mr. Mukhtar.
Mukhtar, welcome to the Red and Blue Review, my man. How are you?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Right.
Yeah.
Can I have a stewards?
Yeah, go on.
Mukhtar,
Yeah.
say your name, your first name.
Mukhtar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Top man.
It's all quite interesting, isn't it? What's going down at Palace this
Mate, I
season?
want to talk to you in depth about it. Right, first of all, welcome to the family. How are you, mate?
Good, thank you. I forgot I had football today myself.
Oh, did you? You play? You still playing?
Well, just keep fit.
And how'd you get on?
Yeah, just a bit of laugh. Really.
Good man. Listen, so tell us about your. First of all, I want to know about your Palace supporting history, and then I want to know when you first came across myself and Gel. Was it from the other lot in the past? Because I said to Gel earlier today that you've been around for some time.
Yeah, it was. Well, basically, I discovered this with John Ellicott. Remember him?
Yeah,
He sort of started it, didn't he, originally?
yeah.
And I've been supporting Palace since '91, since the FA Cup.
Oh, right.
Glory
okay.
hunter.
Glory
No, no.
boy, glory boy.
Well, the thing was, I mean, all my friends were Liverpool fans. So to see it,
Excellent. Good work.
so
And did
a lot-
you go? 91.
No, I didn't go down.
So are you? I mean, you go now, don't you? Are you
No,
season?
No, I've been a couple of times, but I live over in Watford, and just don't get the time with the kids. But with my son going to uni next year, I'll have more time to catch up with you guys.
If your son's going to uni next year, mate, you won't have any money to go to football.
No,
That is so true.
that'd be good to. It'd be good to meet you guys for a drink and.
Do you know what? I mean, you're the second or third person that said that tonight. I'd love that to happen. It'd be great to have a meet up somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, logistically it'll be a nightmare, of course, but even before a game to meet up for a pint, it'll be excellent. So do you get to any of the away games?
No, I don't go much. No.
You don't go to all. Oh, right, okay. So tell me your thoughts on the transfer window so far. I say so far, but there's only an hour left.
Well, I think that Eduardo looks decent, and I mean, some people are saying that he's not that good because last season he wasn't that good, but I think he could do really well with them because we just don't have anyone that can put the ball in the net. So getting him in, and yeah, I think it's really good. It's really exciting, even if all we have to do is stay up. Yeah, it's going to take time for them to gel.
Can I just interrupt you just 1 second there? Breaking. Okay, on the subject of we've got to get them to go to bed.
Yeah, it's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed. That's been confirmed. But Michael Bridge on Sky has just said, Palace fans, don't go to bed.
Oh,
It's been confirmed. 18.5 million.
Oh, I'm just realising. Again, I'm going to have to do something. And you're going to
I
have to
mean,
drop your
it's
Joe,
not
can you take
breaking
over?
news, is it?
Right, say again.
Yeah, it's not really breaking news, guys, because
No, but it's been confirmed.
we told you 2 hours ago.
No.
It is what
5
it is.
year deal, no, that's not bad.
Another 5-year deal.
Well, I mean, again, it's like you say, it's another. So, but yeah. So Glenn Fossey said it's almost an announcement on Sky, but not quite. So, but yeah. I'm not too. We all know it's going to go ahead. It's. I just wish we could get Gallagher. I just wish that we that we could get that he'd get him, because that for me would signal the start of 3 years of us. Ali Logan said here in Madrid have come in for Yak. Brilliant.
Ian, can you drop me down a
Yeah.
second, mate, please?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good sign.
He's got to go and play with his dog.
Yeah, he's probably so. Mukhtar, then
Yeah.
with Edouard now definitely confirmed. How do you see? What do you think the best starting lineup is then at the minute?
well, I think the main question is going to be midfield. Who do you play in midfield? Do you play Will Hughes with Gallagher and who else? What's his name? Gyro. So I would have those three in midfield.
So you wouldn't have MacArthur?
Well, MacArthur and so play. Well, like Joe said, he's probably legs again. So play him for like half the match and then play Will Hughes. Go on, Joe.
Well, I mean, the greatest thing is we've got a really decent midfield of attacking and defensive midfielders now. So, you know, that's what I'm really pleased with. That we can now, you know, if we really need to defend, you know, we can chuck on one or two defensive midfielders, and they're legit defensive midfielders. So, but like I say, going forward, you know, when the way that Eze goes forward, the way that Gallagher goes forward, I've not seen anything from Elise, but you know, Hughes is just pure stick in the mud, kicking the other player. He's egg. I always, and I've said it on here before, shows before. I don't like him. I never liked playing against him because he's filth. You know, he used to play for Leeds? Did he used to play for Leeds before he played for Watford?
Derby.
I'm sure he used to play for Leeds.
Derby. Came through the Derby Academy.
It was just, yeah. But you've got him, and you've got MacArthur. If you really want to stick into someone's midfield, them two together, crikey, you know, you can really upset build of another team. And Kev Lyons has said that Gyro's overrated. So if you can just block your brother, please, Ian.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. He never knows what he's talking about. Let's be honest.
Just look, so just going back. I just one more, Nick. But on the question of goalkeepers, we've got. Would you give Butland? Would you keep swapping, or do you like the fact that Guaita is just now the solid number one?
I think Guaita is the number one. I mean, he's done enough over the last couple of seasons to show that, you know, he's solid.
I couldn't argue with that. I think,
yeah.
You know, I've heard Joe talking about, you know, the promise of Butland. I think Butland has been bought in for the future. I've got a question for all of you, including you, Muxer. Right, this is the predicament we've got. So we've got a midfield, and Joe, I think Joe was talking about earlier on, maybe playing as three across the midfield, or a four. Gallagher, Kouyaté, MacArthur, Milivojevic, Will Hughes, Gyro, Elise, and Eze. Square peg, round hole. Discuss. Schlapp. How are you going to play? How are you going to fit them into the system? Muxer, you got any idea?
I think I would play 4-3-3, right? And my three in the mid will be Will Hughes, Gyro, and what's it? Oh, and sorry, how can I forget? What's his name? Gallagher. So those three in the mid, and then up front you got Wilf, you got Eduardo, and then you'll have the guy from Reading.
Elise.
Yeah.
Elise, yeah.
I mean, it's turned into almost, you know, we've sleepwalked into having a far stronger squad than we had last year. I think. I know that we've got rid of experience, but most of that experience was in the treatment room last year. I think this year we've not just got we've got youth. We've got quality. I think we've improved on the quality. We've got flexibility and probably more technically proficient players. And I just think now now that he's been backed, the onus is now on Vieira.
But I think with Vieira, it's not just down to Vieira. He's brought in some really good backroom stuff, hasn't he? From the guy from the Wales FA.
Yeah, we were saying about that earlier, but I mean, it's we don't know the quality of the people. You know, go on, Joe.
I mean, firstly, I know we keep saying Elise, but I mean, you know, Eze didn't come straight into the side. I can't see Elise coming straight into the side, so I think he'll be introduced slowly. But what makes a good problem? A problem into an half decent one is that where we've really neglected the cups apart from twice. You know, I really think we can have a proper go this year at the FA Cup. I'd hope we can have an absolute, you know, a proper go at it, because it seems that we have a lot of depth in, you know, a lot of depth in the squad. I'd like to see one more younger centre back coming, if I'm honest. Even if it is just going to be, you know, he's going to come in again like a, dare I say, like a Cahill. It's a shame we couldn't agree personal terms with him, because he just would have been absolutely perfect. But, you know, what's done is done. So, Lee?
Funny you're talking about centre backs. I'm going back to my baseless rumours. We've been linked with this guy, Thomas Ribeiro, Portuguese kid, 22, and we're the only Premier club that's been, or the club that's been named as making an offer, but other clubs are interested in him. So that would feed into what you're saying. And there was also rumours today about a loan for Issa Diop, who surprised me that he's only 24. I actually thought he was a lot older than that. Another centre back. So it'd be interesting to see if what you say comes off.
Can I just
Yeah, go for it, mate.
I was just going to say, I think with all these players, what we normally get is around Christmas time we have injuries, and then we don't have enough people to fill a team. But this year, I think we might be okay, because we've got nearly two players in each place, really.
Well, that was something I was calling for a season ago. I don't know if you remember that. You know, the one thing that we didn't have was this, a good backup on for every position. Well, people were crying out today about, we haven't got wingers. All we've lost is Townsend. Judging by that list of midfielders I just gave you, we've got enough cover. I think we've certainly got midfield covered. We might be light at fullback. I grant you, especially while we're waiting for Ferguson to come back. I don't know. I don't think we need anything else really. The old saying we could do with another centre back. Well, you've got an hour and 27 minutes to do it. I'm intrigued to know what it is that Sky think that they've got that hasn't broken yet. Have any of you got any idea?
Maybe it's last minute loan, but I really have no idea.
Ian, I'm going to go and check it out for a second. I've got somebody's actually ringing me with possibly some information. Can you drop me down in a minute? You boys carry on for a couple of minutes.
Was that code for he needs his prostate?
The agent's on the phone.
Yeah, all right.
Rob Cranfield makes a valid point about the squad being about strong, and then Mukta, you turned around and said around about Christmas time that we seem to get a lot of injuries and struggle. Well, Rob Cranfield's come up with another valid point. He said the African Cup of Nations is in January, so I think we lose 3. We lose 3 there for definite. So
that's if we let them go.
Yeah,
though.
Again. Well, that's if they decide to go. But I can't see Wilf saying no. Can you? To his, he's late to the party with them anyway. Well, I can't. Yeah, I mean, every time he goes over there, he looks like he looks like an absolute worldie. So. But yeah, and then Spaffy Gift said Kelly Ward, Kuarte, Tompkins, Gay and Anderson can all play centre back. So yeah, I mean we've got some, mediocre to decent cover. I mean Kuarte as an emergency centre back for an entire season, I think was amazing. Almost bordering player of the season, really. But yeah, it's. But Kev Lyons said, Nick, was Steve Parish on the phone?
No, I don't think so. Not from his boat in. Corsica or wherever he is currently. As my understanding, he is away at the moment. So
So
Don't know.
let's just move. I'll ask you, Mukhtar. So, what do you think of the change in style of play from what we saw under Hodgson to what we're now seeing developing? Is probably the best way of putting it under Vieira. Is it a move in the right direction for you?
Yeah, I think it's easier to watch, isn't it? We had more of the play against West Ham, and yeah, I mean, defending. You're gonna give goals away, aren't you? So I think it's I think the best form of defense is attacking, and I think the balance is just right now.
What about you, Joe?
Oh, I think we have an amazing attacking side. Like I said, if we just put it together for one, just to get one game, I think it will just excite the life out of everybody. Somebody, these players come through. If we can get everyone playing to their, I wouldn't say to their utmost ability, but just playing like they firstly they want to play. Do you remember when we had who was the other Chelsea guy who played for us that we
Batshuayi?
We all thought we were buy. No, not Batshuayi. 3 years ago. He went to Fulham. He went to Fulham on loan.
Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Do you remember? So when he played, do you remember that season when he played him and Wilf, and he really G'd the club up, and I think Gallagher's that kind of effect as well on the club. I think he's come over with that excitement, the excitement that's come with him. So I think we'll do all right. I think we'll, like I said to you, it will go one of two ways. If he can get us playing and they can enjoy the football, I think we'll end at 8th, and if not.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll struggle in all honesty.
Yeah, I've got something. There is somebody sitting in the chat now. Personal message to, please. Leon Sounds. Check your WhatsApp, man. Sorry, check your messenger messages, please. Please email Ian straight away on redandbluereview@outlook.com. That's the and is actually the letter N.
And across the bottom of the screen.
It's going across the bottom of the screen now. Please email Ian as soon as you get this, and we will send you out a link because we would love to have you on the show as well. Folks out in Facebook land, all of you, give us a like on the screen now. Give us a smiley face on the screen because we can see them going through when you do it. Go on, do us a favour, give us a like right now. Leon, if you get this message, mate, please get in touch with Ian. He's waiting for your email. Thank you for the likes. I can see them going up right now. All of you, look at them. Millions of them going up. I don't know if you boys can see that, can you? It's like a Mexican wave of likes and smiley faces going up the screen. I can see them. Yeah.
Nick, whilst you're getting excited with social media icons activity, what do you think? Do you think what are your thoughts? Because I mean, you're the one that asks the questions normally. What are your thoughts on the style of play under Vieira as opposed to Hodgson?
You know what? It's so unusual for somebody on the show to actually ask me something. Normally, I'm the boring one, sits the other side. I tell you what, I think we have been served up such dirty crap for the last 3 seasons that we've all got used to this style of play. And quite honestly, I think we're probably all quite nervous about what's going to happen because we could easily be rock bottom at Christmas because the wheels are going to fall off and it doesn't work. Okay, Gilles alluded to this wonderful, exciting, or potentially wonderful, exciting style of play that we got. Okay, but at the moment we're still lucky the ball up to Benteke. If we can get Gallagher involved, we can get him linked up with Zaha, we can get him linked up with whatever. Okay, I think we have got potentially. I can't tell you what's really in my head because if we can get them to combine, gel, call it what you like, okay, we've got a scary team. We've got a scary. My heart, which as you all know is faulty at the best of times, is skipping a beat. It is. I'll be following this bunch of toe rings up in SE25 for 40 years, and I have never, ever been as excited. That's assuming we can get them all back playing at the same time and all back out in the bloody treatment room at the same time. I have never been as excited and as passionate about what potentially could happen here. I'll just take the glasses off. I've got to read the comments when I do it. It's just one of those things whereby if they can get it right, hold on to your hats, people, because it's going to be fantastic.
That's it. I can remember we had, sort of late 70s going, we had the team of the 80s. And that sort of filled us full of confidence. But this, I think, is a step above the team of the 80s.
Yeah, me too. Joe.
Wow.
I've definitely got, almost brings hairs to the back of your neck sort of thing when you think what we could do with this lot.
Blimey, that is a big call, Nigel. Gel, what? Sorry, mate. I know I could see you waving. What do you think? What did you want to say?
No, well, yeah, I completely disagree with that last one, but anyway, we can agree to disagree. No, I was just going to say that his heart misses a beat because he's got AF, but it's not to do with the football. But yeah, I think we can get into the we keep going on about this email dished out. It's easier for some to say, but Lucy said, "Don't get me started with that email, Kev." But yeah, Daniel Garlick, he said exciting Palace roller coaster this year. Chris Phillips said that's a big call, that, Nigel. But yeah, I mean, and Colin Squires said whoever was manager would have been struggling with the start we've had. So I don't think it's been a struggle because everyone that I've been speaking to a fair few people and they said that the football, has been load. It's in every department almost is better than what we've had for the last 3 years. It's more exciting, even if we've lot. Sorry, Rob, you lot ain't got any hair. Yes, well, Nigel's got more hair.
That's because
anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's. I'm excited as well, Nick. All right, but and Matty Cannon's come back and said be a few Arsenal players going cheap soon, but I'm not too sure. Many of them were getting to our squad. So, but where do you think anyway? Just Mukhtar, where do you think we're gonna? What you said in the chat when we first asked at the beginning. So, give us an upgrade.
Where we're going to finish? I think that.
Yeah, where do you think we're going to finish this season?
Top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm loving this optimism.
Good call.
So where was that again, Nocta?
Top 10.
Yeah, but 8.
Top 10.
I agree with Joe. 8.
I'll add you on the spreadsheet.
He said 8th now. He's upped it.
8th, he said as well.
Right. He's going down as 8th on the spreadsheet.
Now you're locked into the spreadsheet, Mukhtar. You do.
Wow, I tell you what, I would be absolutely ecstatic by that.
I've only got a couple of concerns. I've got 2 concerns. Is that Anderson guy? He didn't look. He made a couple of mistakes in that West Ham game, and the other I've got issue is Wilf's gone really quiet. I've never seen Wilf like this.
Right, that's because he's not the be all and end all now. We've got players that are taking the limelight from him, aren't we? And I mean, I understand what you're saying with Anderson. I think this is always going to be the case, and we're also on this with Gay in that because they've been told and because they like to pass out from the back, there are going to be times when they give the ball away, and we just have to accept that. That's part of Vieira's being brave on the ball. You're not gonna complete all your passes all the time, but I'd sooner do that 2 out of 10 times as opposed to giving it, working really hard as a unit, breaking out, giving it to Ayew, and him losing it 8 out of 10 times, and only for them to come back. So you give them that bit of slack, and that's the price you pay for a more expensive game. But some of the passes, you see him in. He's hitting 35-yard passes into the striker, threading it in between. That's what we've been crying for. But I do understand what you're saying. We're going to get caught out every now and again.
And Will, would you like to see him more in the middle? He's sort of like just out on the left, just
The trouble is, it's
isolated.
and you raise a good point, but where do you play him? Even in the middle, where do you play him? Is he going to sit in behind the striker? I thought that's where we're going to put Eze. You can't put them both there. Where are you going to put? I mean, I actually think what he needs at the moment is he's going to get it now because of the international break. But I was about to say he needs a couple of weeks away. He needs to get his head in a different mindset. The difference is, I think Ian's already touched on it. Again, in my opinion, he's not going to be Mr. Billy. Oh, I was going to swear there. He's not going to be the big fish in the small pond anymore. There's going to be lots of big fish. Okay, in an ever-increasing pond. We've got some star players of the future right there. I'll pick up on something you asked about on Anderson. You watch them. You watch them develop into Guehi and Anderson, develop into probably one of the most formidable partnerships we've ever had at the back there. Yes, he's got a mistake in it. Well, Gary Cahill had a mistake in him. Eric Young had a mistake in him. Andy Thorne had a mistake in him. Okay, Joe Holyoke's got more than one mistake in him. Okay, it's just one of those things.
Or when he's doing his tiling.
Have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen him? It's not like that. Okay, every day. No, seriously, but they're going to be a fantastic pairing at the back. I do worry about either side of them, if I'm honest. Okay, but that pairing at the back is going to be supreme. What was that message you just put up on the screen here?
Don't worry, I'll just find it. It's been officially announced.
There you go. Okay, it's been officially announced. Excellent news. Excellent news.
Good.
And there it is. Okay, let me do it live for you on the screen. There he is.
I'll do better than that, Nick.
So I think that's it.
Yeah. There you go.
We can't be signing anyone else, can we? I mean, that is it, isn't it?
Well, like I say, he's already said on Sky News, Palace fans don't go to bed. Ian, how do you get that up so quickly, man? That's fantastic news. That is fantastic.
I'll just. That's very good. From the comments, no, we've got a steward's inquiry from the comments from Dawn Palace, and she's about the best centre back partnership, and she said just going back to a pretty decent Gilbert and Cannon. Yeah, I remember them.
So me too.
Yeah, very good.
Talking of which, one of those might be on the show in the next few weeks.
On the 19th, we believe, do we not?
Yeah, we do. He's coming back, Mr. Cannon.
One of them. Billy Gilbert.
Yeah. Wrong one as always, Jill. 50-50. Wrong one.
So our new striker, the 23-year-old striker, arrives in South London having scored 3 goals already in 21-22 in the Scottish Premiership, taking his tally with Celtic to impressive 86 in 179 appearances. He becomes the 7th signing under Patrick Vieira. Born in French Guiana, Edouard, got his name right, began his career in France with Bigamy or something along those lines, and Paris Saint-Germain Academy.
Bigamy.
He came to the fort in PSG's development system as a prolific forward, netting over 60 goals in 2 seasons and scoring as much at international level. Edouard bagged 17 goals in 15 under-17 appearances. Quite exciting, I think. I mean, it's something we've all been screaming for.
Yeah.
We've all
I'm just worried we're bigging him up a little too much in a minute. He's got to get okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, he scored goals, but he scored goals in a league where there are really only 2 teams, and in a team that supplies him service. So let's give him a chance this time, rather than what we've done with strikers previously and coated them off before they've even got half a dozen appearances under their belt. Let's give this boy a chance.
Yeah, he is unproven at the Premier League level. Let's Crystal Palace keep tweeting. He's instructing my screen. Ladies and gentlemen in Facebook land, please give us another like and smiley face and a love heart this time. I'd like to see lots of love hearts go up the screen as soon as you can, please. Matty Cannon just said he's an unproven goal scorer in the Premier League. Let's see after 5 games. Hope you're not another sore. Lots of love hearts, please. Go, 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 go. Maxa, have you got a question for the panel? Anything you'd like to ask any of us, and you can ask Jill for a quote if you like, if you need some time.
I've just had the bathroom done.
Yeah, wise move, mate. I've seen it.
No, next time, Joe. No, I can't think of anything.
All right, mate. Listen, I'm gonna let you go. Look at those love hearts going up the screen. Can you all see them? Look at this. It's going mental. It's going mad.
You're such a social media whore.
Thank you so much, everybody. It means a lot to us. Listen, okay. I'm gonna let you go, mate.
Great. Cheers.
Superstar.
Matt, we'll try and get you on the show again at some stage as well, mate.
Okay, thanks.
All right, mate. Have a good evening.
Love your family, mate. You
take
good care.
Take care, mate.
Sarah, I've just been called a social media whore by one of my co-presenters. Apparently, I'm a diva. She's just called me.
Yeah, social media diva as well. Exactly.
Yeah, if the cap fits, wear it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So, Crystal Palace. There you go. It's actually on the banner across Sky News. Crystal Palace sign Odsonne Edouard from Celtic. So it is now formally announced at last. Whether there is anything else, I don't know. Boys, is there anything else you want to talk about? We've got an hour and 8 minutes of transfer window left. Go on in.
So people have turned around and saying, I hope he doesn't turn into a new Saul after. You know, as soon as he puts a Palace shirt on. Well, I've always said, how do you turn a decent player crap? Put him in a Palace shirt. But, you know, Colin Squires.
Different manager, Jed.
But he has scored well. Sorry?
Different manager now, isn't it? I don't think Hodgson...
No.
You know, I don't think Roy did best for the young kids. So give Patrick a chance.
I don't know what you took, but anyway, that wasn't my point. But Colin Squires has turned around and said scored well in European games. So it's not that he really struggled to score in the Premier League. I think he'd be all right. People are saying £100,000 a week. Well, I don't think that is unless we see that. But Sky, if he's 100, is, you know, we'd be paying him 60 because Sky always. And Chris Phillips said he's the new Marco Gabbiadini. Wow. And Tony B. Quinn said
Liverpool will do me all right.
Yeah. Jamie Chambers said we have to play to his strengths. And then Rob Cranfield said Roy would have played him at right back. Yes, he certainly would have.
It's so true. So true.
I can't see.
Facebook user says 70 grand a week. No, and then someone else just said 70. So Sean Feeney's just come to the party, albeit a bit late. Hello, yes. Sean. Wherever you are in the world these days. Down the southwest, I do believe. But yeah, Tony, it was obvious. I know you said he was terrible against AZ last week and in track with ball, and he was really bad against Rangers at the weekend. Apparently, he missed an absolute sitter. But I seriously think that he just wanted to be out of there. So we've seen players, we've let players go, and they've gone on to become, said where was that? He never did that for us. So. But yeah, and then Martin Bash, we've had a great window, and I completely agree. I completely agree. Again, it's not for the amount of players we've brought in. I think it's for the amount of quality. And now what we need to do is let our coaching staff try and get them to transfer the quality that they know that they've brought onto the pitch. And I think yeah, I'm happy with it. Be nice to see him come straight in. What's our next 3 games? Is it Spurs, Liverpool, and then Brighton?
Yeah.
It
Right,
is.
yeah.
I actually.
Going to wear the number 22
Yeah, next
shirt.
week.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't understand what the fascination is with the numbers on shirts, but on back of shirts,
That's
it's just.
what people, first thing
it's-
people ask me.
And it's crazy.
On
But
a 4-year deal, not a 5-year deal, apparently.
they initially said 5 on here, but okay, all right, fine, whatever it is, it's okay, it's fine, it's more than 3 in it. So, I went on I cheekily went on North Stand chat earlier just to see what they were going on about, and they got an Edouard thread and saying how great he is, and by the time, and that was like started 3 weeks ago. By the time we got involved with him, it's how crap he is. and they're just saying he's so crap that he'll only ever score 1 goal in 13 games before they get rid of him, and it'll be against us.
You better believe it. I don't care as long as it is against them. But yeah, just to know that they were definitely in for him. They bid for him, didn't they? I thought they bid 20 million for him.
Yeah. I used to go on North Stand chat all the time. I haven't been on there for such a long time, but it's genius. It's bordering genius. It's not just, you can go on there and you can see some really sensible stuff, but yeah, it's gold. It is comedy gold, genius, it really is. But yeah, it's exciting, really exciting times there. Now that's, I mean, like I say, we already knew it was done anyway, but yeah, and there's a few other people now coming in saying it's a 4-year deal, but whatever, 4 or 5 years, it don't matter. I'm just excited that he comes in, that we've got a legit, I know Benteke is a legit forward, but like I said, I've been saying it for ages. I just bash him all night, but I think he's had his chance, and now this guy, we need to get him in. I think you'll see, 1 or 2 of the forwards, at least one, go at the end of the season. Probably Benteke. How long is go on, Lee?
I was just about to say, I think that'd be Mateta, won't it? Mateta will be gone, so we'll be saving on his wages for a start.
He's a loan anyway.
Yeah, but it's still wages, isn't it? So I understand what you're saying, but then I can see Ayew following suit at the end of the season, and I can see Benteke going as well. I mean, Edouard's, he could potentially complement and play up. Can you imagine him alongside Benteke? 2 completely different animals. Benteke bullying people, and Edouard's a bit of a bully, but on the deck, he looks a far, far more competent and aggressive player. Exactly. So we're writing Benteke off already, and it could be that he could play a partnership. And going back to what I was saying about half an hour ago, I think that's the beauty of this squad now. The flexibility you've got in it is second. I mean, what flexibility do we have in Hodgson's setup? None. It was too rigid.
There was not even a plan B, was there? Ian Noble saying, guys, check out the CPFC Edouard tweet. The media boys have had a field day, and Bridgie from Sky doing bits. So I haven't seen the tweet, but I'll do it after the show. Check out the CPFC tweet on Eduardo. I wish I could just turn my screen around just to show you what it says up there. Just a big yellow banner. Crystal Palace signed Eduardo from Celtic on the right.
Like that, you mean?
Huh?
Like that?
Yeah, like that. And that's to the right. Go to the right. It actually says Crystal Palace signed Odson Edouard from Celtic, and it's just beautiful. And with exactly 1 hour to go of the transfer window and 44 seconds. So
Tony Quinn's asked a question of us. Sorry, Joe, I'll come to you in a minute. Who leaves tonight, whether on a permanent or on a loan? I guess that follows on. So, Joe, say what you want to say, and then see if you can answer that question.
Well, I was going to answer that on with us lot, because I'm off for 5 weeks, so as from tonight, because I can't do any more games as we all know. But yeah, I don't think anyone else is left. Have any of our players gone? Have we heard anything at all? I don't think anyone else has gone, have they?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if any of our first team players had gone, it would have been on Sky, wouldn't it? I mean,
I think.
Yeah, nobody's gone today, have they?
No, the last person I saw go was Sam Woods. But I think first team wise, we got rid of so many. Maybe it was a blessing in disguise, just having them all run out of contracts and just saying, okay, ta-ra. You know, so we've not had to go through that pain. All we've been able to concentrate on is actually preparing to bring players in. Because I guess that is the part that we as the fans don't see, is a lot of clubs try and balance the books, don't they? So they will get players.
I've got the list of who's left since the end of last season. Hennessy to Burnley, Townsend to Everton, Sacco's gone to Montpellier, James McCarthy at Celtic, Gary Cahill, Bournemouth, PVA went to Galatasaray, Scott Dan, has he actually signed for Reading yet?
Yeah, it's signed for Reading. Yeah.
He's gone for Reading.
So Scott Dan's gone to Reading. Connor Wickham, he was training with Preston last week. That's the last I heard of him. Henderson's a free agent. Brandon Pirrick has gone to Vijay Budru, Danish club. The young American kid's gone straight out on loan to somewhere in Germany, I think. Spence has gone out on loan to Bristol Rovers. And Sam Woods, his contract expired and he's gone out as a free agent.
Shame. But yeah, I think that it was always a case of, you know, as I was going on to say, is that what we don't and what we never really see or ever understand is that a lot of clubs are trying to balance the books at the same time. So in order to bring someone in, they have to get rid of someone. But we'd already done that in prep. And as, you know, Joe alluded to at the start, you know, we were saving 600 grand a week in the process, just sitting there waiting to then be used.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of bits. Sorry, Nick. There's a couple of bits of gold in here. So it says Tony Quinn has said McCarthy has gone to Celtic's physio room, and Paul Alden said Wickham has moved hospital wards on loan.
Kevin has said earlier that they named the treatment room the Wickham Suite.
Do you know, boys?
Go on, Nick.
We have forgotten one thing, okay, and I think, you know, we're celebrating the fact we've got 7 new players in. Okay, we've lost some of the age out of it. I think the most important thing, and I've been very critical of him over the years, and we need to celebrate the work in the background that Dougie's done, that Parish has done.
Sadly, I have to agree with you.
It goes against every bone in my body to say well done, Dougie Freedman, but yeah, he's clearly been doing bits behind the scenes, and yeah, he's because of it, he's given us our best ever transfer window. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, very quickly, I need a love heart from Dougie Freedman right now. Give me a love heart, please. Quick. Okay. Honestly, I think it's really, I think it's to be celebrated, the work that those guys have done.
He's really getting into this, isn't he, Jill? Nick, he's really getting into this. I think we're going to have to play like a little video clip of Nick going, love heart. Hey, thumbs up.
I've never done this.
2 weeks ago, he was absolutely killing him. And I said, you know, the guy just moved on. He moved on to a better setup, more money, everything else. And he was caning him 2 weeks ago. It's not even a case of we forgive. You was caning him, you was. And I said, you can't. You know, for me, he's been responsible for a lot of the good that's come to the club, you know, in these 2 spells. So he'll always get the support from me because I just believe that if you want to better yourself, you have to move on. He moved on, but Parish has made, you know, persuade. He's done all right. And like I said, you can't do it all the time, but what he's done here, he seems to have got a lot of it right.
I think,
especially this time,
a lot of that. I think a lot of that, Gel, though. I think. Do you not? I tend to agree with you, and he's still got some making up to do for me. You know, this is the start of it. This is what he was brought in to do from the very start, right? What I would say though is that maybe it would have started a lot earlier if Hodgson hadn't been the manager, because I get a feeling that Hodgson just wanted his own players and not the players that Friedman was trying to and Parish were trying to bring in.
In the chat, Chris Phillips is saying, "Do you forgive him?" Ian Noble's saying, "Walking in a Freeman Wonderland." Lucy Usher is saying, "Dougie doing bits." He said in his Prime documentary that everything he does now is to make up for what he did before. Tim Eames is saying in the chat, very good question, poignant. Will Wilf smile again? Will Wilf Zaha smile again?
No.
Do you know what?
When he's leaving.
Say again.
He's practice off Ayew, doesn't he?
No, yeah, those two need to go to the same and learn how to smile from young Eze.
Yeah.
Wes Dunn saying, "We've had the best window in the Premier League, in my opinion, by a long way. Half our ageing squad went and we've replaced them with some seriously good quality youngsters." In fairness, let's try and play a little bit of devil's advocate. Who else has had an equally good window? I would say Brighton have brought some good players in. Who else can you think of, boys?
Do you really think Brighton have brought some good players in?
They've brought a couple of no marks in today I'd never heard of. I can tell you that.
Brighton got rid of a hell of a lot of dead wood.
Okay, and who else has had a good window?
Man United have probably had the best window, but that's what happens when you spend squillions of pounds. I think a lot of the pundits are congratulating us on the window we had before Sonny Edouard signed. So I would say if you forget the millions, and the Ronaldos of this world, I think we've probably had the best window, and I never thought I'd say that. Quality wise,
what's the combined age of Elise and Guehi? It's probably the same age combined as Ronaldo, isn't it?
Your jumper, yeah.
I mean, they're young guys. They're young guys. Joe, I just ignored him. Okay.
The average age of the 7 we bought in is 23.
And that's exactly what the squad needed. And they needed a complete overhaul. Joe, I'm not going to buy it. Okay, I'm just not going to buy it. I'm not going to.
He can't. Not with his teeth.
Harsh.
I know.
Listen, I'm away for a couple of weeks.
Tony Quinn, you just asked, what have we spent? 80 to 90 million? No. We pay attention. Now you're going to have to sit at the front of the class for the next show because we've already done that. Was it not Nige 64 million?
Yeah.
64 million. So why is that slide not up to date? Why is Edouard not on that slide then?
Well, because I did it while I was at work.
I'm not interested. Don't make excuses.
You're
even going to produce.
Thank you, Nigel. You know the score. The fact he called it a slide.
Until he's holding the shirt, he's not signed.
Yeah, exactly. You tell him, mate.
Anything else, Joe? I'm going to give you an opportunity because I'm considering, unless you can come up with a topic of conversation. How long we got left? 51 minutes left of the show. Or I'll pull the plug on it early because there's nothing happening. Is there anything you want to talk about? Bear in mind, you're about to bugger off for 5 weeks and leave us to holding the baby.
No. Like I said, I've said it a few times now. I'm just going to be repetitive, but it's everything that I wanted to get rid of the older players, get younger players in. If it's again, say if the worst happens and we did go down, we need, no matter what happens this season, we need to keep a manager. We need to be the, we've always been the club that does firsts and stuff. We need to do what Vincbridge they went down last year, get their manager, come back up with him. So it's whatever happens, if it all goes bad, I still think that the green shoots stay with Vieira and the younger players. But I'm really, really happy with the way things are going. Even more so now that we've got a legit centre forward who's scores, that knows where the goal is. So I would literally just love to. The only thing that could have topped this all really is if we could have had the right to buy Gallagher at the end of the window, because I think he's playing for a contract elsewhere, unless he thinks he can get in front of players like Mason Mount and that at Chelsea. In all honesty, I don't think he's sort of there yet. But I mean that goal, the second goal on Saturday was, had it been one of the top 4 or 5 teams that one of their players scored, it'd just be on the rerun. We wouldn't have anything going across the bottom. It'd just be a little, that little side foot. It just completely Sky would just play that over and over again. So I'm very happy. In fact, I'm ecstatically happy, even though I don't know a lot about, Elise, but we're very much playing stats these days. Everything's by stats, and he's the best to come out of the Championship, and that's what we've said. That we've had to. I'm very, very happy. But Tony said Chelsea will loan him one more time and then sell him for 30 million quid. So
I think it'll be worth more than that.
I just found out the Nketiah deal actually broke down, not just because of his wage demands, but because of his agents' demands as well, asking too much money. And I just had
good. That's something that's impressed me. If what's been written as is correct, in the way that we've just walked away from deals because we've got our price and no one's budging us from that price.
Yeah,
makes a nice change.
Yeah, we're not being bullied at the moment, are we? So it's been reported it's full. The Edouard deal is 14 million plus add-ons. I think it changes from whichever news outlet you look, from 13 million up to 15 million, but settle somewhere in the middle and call that 14 million. Benham, they were holding out for 20 million quid for him at one point. Okay, in fact, like I said earlier, I'm absolutely certain Brighton offered 20 million quid for him. I'll put money on they did. Ladies and gentlemen,
while you're on the Brighton front, going back to what we were saying before, they've either released or put out on loan 26 players.
Jesus.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't realise they had 26.
Yeah, but they couldn't have carried on spending money like they've been spending.
Exactly.
We said this a year, 18 months ago. The way they were paying, and how much money now? He must be their biggest earner by a mile. I'll tell you another player who I'd like, who really impresses me. The fact that he's one of their better players now, that Trossard. He's got attitude, but he's also got bundles of skill. Loves a shot. I think he's a very good player. I just saw someone just turned around and said, "Oh, it was Wes Dunn." I said, "I didn't know anything about Elise." He said, "Elise's badass." He said, "Another Eze, maybe."
Yeah, definitely. From what I've seen,
that know more about him than I do. Well, like I said, his stats, were they the best in Europe? Apparently, weren't they, for his position?
I don't know about the best in Europe, but I've been seeing what I've seen, and he's a mixture of Eze and Wilf at his best. That's how I would put it.
Right, I've got some up-to-date information. Hang on 2 seconds. I've just been, while we're sitting here broadcasting live, I'm actually incommunicado with somebody who I don't know, who I haven't been familiar with until today, in Australia. Good morning to you, Aaron Mayers. That's Mairs. Aaron, welcome to the Red and Blue Review. First of all, thank you for your comments that you sent us earlier on. And this is what he just said in the last 5 minutes, guys. Bear in mind, it's early morning out there. He just said, I've managed to get up and watch some of the live, Nick. I'm loving it. However, for some reason, I've been commented, and when my comments come up as Facebook user, so that's maybe why some of these comments aren't coming through. Mate, your comments are coming through, and I really on behalf of the rest of the team that are out there, thank you so much for your lovely words. It means the world to us, literally the world to us, because of where you are in the world. So have a good, what is it, Wednesday? I don't know, we don't even know what the day of the week is. But have a good Wednesday, mate. And I really appreciate your lovely comments. We've got Tim in New Zealand. We have got people literally watching our shows from all over the world. If you look at the downloads post live shows, it's just phenomenal, and it's getting bigger and bigger every week. And as I say, on behalf of the team, thank you so much. Sorry, guys, I interrupted. Carry on. Ian?
Right, no, I've not got anything else. Do we think anything else is going to happen?
Look, I'm looking at it live. It's 44 minutes and 19 seconds left of the transfer window. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to wrap, if you don't mind. There's nothing. We were hoping to be able to bring you something live on the show. Well, we did. The Edouard signing has been confirmed while we've been on it, and I think it's been great fun. It's been a lot of laughter this evening. Lovely meeting some of you folks on screen as opposed to by text message or comment message. So, Gel, have a lovely 5 weeks or whatever it is you're having away. Enjoy your break, mate.
Yeah, enjoy it, mate.
Yeah, thanks very much. I think your dog needs to go out for a wee, Nick.
Yeah, I think it could be the missus. I don't know. I haven't checked yet. Lionsy, are you around for some of it? Are you?
No, I'm away for most of September, but I'm around for.
And Usher's doing one as well, isn't she? She's bailing out for some of it.
Yeah, look at the rotor. We've sorted the rotor out. The rotor's sorted.
Okay, I'm Billy No Mates. I'm going to be sitting here week in, week out with.
Bookmark the rotor, Nick, and you can see it.
Yeah, all right. Okay, I'll check the rotor. Nice, thanks for joining us as always, mate.
You're welcome.
Love to the family. Ian, enjoy your break whenever yours starts. Joe, have a great break. Ladies and gentlemen in Facebook land, we've got a new manager. We've got a whole different squad to what we had last year. If there's ever reason to have optimism as a Palace fan, okay, now is your time. Enjoy it. We know it's going to do that, and it's going to do that. There's going to be some shit results, okay, but there's going to be some decent football. Roy Ball has been sent into history. On behalf of everybody at Red and Blue Review, I wish you well. Take good care. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Good night. Good season, everyone.
Good night.